under the influence of the Earth rotation, in some regions you get extremely strong horizontal wind patterns, which are known as tropical cyclones, which are atmospheric low pressure systems. Okay, you get a circular wind patterns in the zone where you have tropical convection. Okay, and what feeds or creates this tropical cyclone? It's initiated from the sea surface temperature, but then indeed it's the energy release that comes from the condensation. And you can see these you can identify these tropical cyclones from space, and you can see that there's a cloud-free area in the so-called eye of the tropical cyclone. Okay. And what causes these circular pattern is something that we know as the geostrophic balance. Okay, it's the balance between the pressure gradient force that initiates these systems, that comes from the density difference, and the Coriolis force, which comes from the Earth rotation. Okay, so now one interesting feature to remember is that the direction of the wind changes between the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. And next to my head, it shows the situation for the northern hemisphere. There are cyclones, have a low pressure in the center. Low pressure relates to a warm air, low density in the center, and the air moves around in an anti-clockwise sense. If you still remember these old-fashioned clocks that actually have a finger or an arm that moves, this one is anti-clockwise. In the southern hemisphere, I move my head away, it's actually the other way around, the movement of the air around the center. These are horizontal winds, can be very, very strong. Okay? So mind-blowing. The mind-blowing aspect of that is, so we're talking about winds in a pattern, but the entire pattern can actually move horizontally. Okay, it's like a wave that can move over the oceans and across the land, and wherever it moves can create devastating storms. Okay, that's something important to understand, that you can have a local feature that can move around. Something very, very similar are ocean eddies, are circular current patterns. Okay, they're also associated with vertical movement patterns called upwelling or downwelling, and these patterns can move in space.